Hello Internet, so nice to see you. I have a great question about the middle C on guitar.
If my ear is correct and the middle C is the third fret of the fifth string, then there would only be two middle Cs on the guitar fretboard, I think.
So which one is the middle C? We know that we can play several Cs on the guitar. I can play a C here, and I can play a C here, and those are the same C note, but I can also play a C here, which is like this, which is like this, but it's a different octave, and I can play a C here, which is the same as here, which is a different octaves, and if I had one fret extra, actually no, it's here, or I can play a C here. Oops, I'm wrong. I have a C here too, okay. One of those is middle C. By the way, middle C in American, central C in some European language. So just we know what we're talking about, okay? But whenever I say middle C in this case, I mean, if you have a score, okay, and I have the G clef, middle C, it's this one here. Okay, just we know what we're talking about. What is this note on the guitar? I would like to give you a straight answer, but the reality is that it depends. And you'll see in a moment that it depends because there is a very good reason about that. So the distinction is this. If this is a score for another instrument and not guitar, then the middle C will be the C on the first fret on the second string. So this note is this. If this is a score for guitar, okay, because it's written guitar here, okay, and it's a score for classical guitar, let's say, then this note here, it's this. Why we are doing this absurd thing? It's a matter of the range of the guitar. See, it's a matter of the range of the guitar. In concert pitch means that this note is exactly what it's written. That's the sound written down, period. Okay, it's not transposed. Okay, this is this. If you play on a piano the middle C, it will sound like this note here. If we were to adopt this convention for the guitar and put the middle C here, we'd start to have problems in transcribing pieces for the guitar. Why? Because everything that is here or above will be on the treble clef. Okay, now a classical guitar will get up to this E here, and this E will be this. This is this note here. It's first string, 12th fret. So this will be the top range of a classical guitar. But if we go down, there's a lot more range here, okay? And so if this is this C here will be here, and then I have to go down a bit more, B, A, G, F, E, and the lowest E will be this. I don't know you guys, but I don't really want to read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ledger lines under the score whenever I'm playing a piece, okay, and sight reading it, because it's a bit hard to read this stuff in real time. So you don't really want the range of the guitar to be more than half outside. Of course, we could do something different. We could say, okay, screw it, okay, we don't use the treble clef, we use the bass clef. Fantastic. So if you use the bass clef, we still have our 5 lines. Now I have this, and now the middle C is this one here, just one above. Okay, so that's the C just below, and the E will be here. That's fantastic because we are inside this. But then if I go above, okay, and I have that the first C would be, this C will be here, and then I need to go up, see, in the E, and that's my E. And again, those are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ledger lines. It's not dramatic, but honestly, 5 ledger lines on a treble, on a bass clef, it's kind of ridiculous. So we can find another solution. We're gonna use a different clef. We're gonna put this, and we're gonna use the C clef. Okay, now middle C in this clef is here. Okay, That looks a little bit better, right? And the range is pretty good because then, okay, the low C is here, so when I go down a bit more, C, G, A, G, F, so the low E is here. And again, not fantastically optimal, I mean, it's still a few ledger lines, but it's okay. And the C is here, and the top E is here. So now the range looks better. I have a little on the bottom, a little on the top, okay? And most of my work happens here anyway. The problem is, who in the 21st century wants to use the C clef? Okay, that's the problem. I mean, it's not great. Very few people know the C clef. The C clef is fantastic. If you know it, it solves a lot of problems like this. But really, if I present this to any guitar player, I really don't want to learn how to read. I mean, you also give them that, it's not gonna work. So what we're gonna do instead is this. We go back, we use the treble clef, which is the most known one anyway, but we just stipulate that every sound written here is to sound an octave lower. Whenever I write these, which is a C, I'm actually mean that you have to play the C an octave below. Okay, it's transposing clef, no more, no less, okay? This happens for a number of other instruments, okay? If you sing in a choir, tenors have this. They have they have all the notes in a treble clef, but they actually sound an octave lower than the real pitch, okay? If you play bass or double bass, if you play a bassoon, if you play, no, the bassoon, no. That double bassoon, if you play other instruments, they are an octave below. Other instruments even stranger transposition, because it makes sense for the fingering of the instrument and stuff, and I don't want to cover this right now because it's very complex. But on the guitar, so if the score is specific for the guitar, then what you write here, the middle C written, it's actually one octave below real middle C, and this is the real middle C. Now, the range of the guitar goes from this, which is the lowest E, okay? And of course, we need to get quite a bit higher here. That's now this C here. So that's, this E here is the open string, so one octave above it's this. Okay, so now we go here. So now this is the range of the guitar. We have only 3 ledger lines on top and 3 ledger lines on the bottom. It's balanced, so this thing now fits the range of the guitar. And so it's much easier to put all the music in a single score as opposed to have like the piano 2 scores, okay? Like have the treble and the bass clef, etc., etc. Okay, so you have only one system of 5 strings. That's why we do it. Here's the thing. Again, if the score you're reading, it's a score for guitar. It's a piece for guitar, specifically written for guitar. Then what you read here is middle C, it's on the 5th string, 3rd fret, and everything else follows. If you're reading a score from any other instruments, violin, viola, cello, okay, etc., as long as they're not transposing themselves, okay, flute, etc., okay, then the middle C is actually, the note is not here, 1st fret of the 2nd string. It's a bit of a complex situation, but this complexity is there to help us read the score if you want to read the score. If you don't want to read the score, no problem, you can still do a lot of things on the guitar without reading, and I don't really recommend people to learn to read unless they really need it for some specific thing, but since we have a question, that's where you find middle C on a guitar. This is Tommaso Zillia of mysteryforguitar.com, and until next time, enjoy!